What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kid Vision. We are back with a very special video today. I'm going to be ranking my top 50 songs of 2023. Now, if you haven't seen it already, I posted my top 10 albums of the year yesterday, or it might be 2 days ago when this comes out. So go watch that because they're very closely related. A lot of these songs are on those albums, just to give a little foreshadowing. But I really had a hard time making this playlist. I made this playlist called Top 50 Songs of 2023. I'm going to make it public and I'm going to link it below in the description so you guys can go listen to it yourself. And I wanted to mention, I not only picked 50 of my favorite songs, I ordered them, which was really hard, and I also paced the playlist. So I kept in mind, oh, is this a lit song? Is this a slower song? Is this, and I kind of alternated them in what I thought would be a good listen. And I listened to it all the way through at work today, and I'm in love with this playlist, and I'm very proud of it. So go listen to that if you haven't. But before we get started today, guys, like, subscribe, comment your favorite song, comment what I missed. You know how it goes. All right, I ask this on every video. But I also wanted to give a few honorable mentions. Now, all of these honorable mentions were on the playlist until I took them off to make room for something else that was more appropriate to the list. So, number one was Olivia Rodrigo's Vampire. That was a big moment in pop music this year. It had a crazy video, a good performance at the VMAs. It was just a big moment, and I really liked Olivia's vocals on that as well. Number two, I had Hope and Careful off of NF's album that came out this year. Those are amazing songs, pretty in-depth, pretty lyrical as well. And I went to the tour this year, but I kind of stopped coming back to them. So that's why they're an honorable mention. This one's out of left field. Man of the Year by Jaleel. I don't even listen to Jaleel, but this song slaps for some reason, and it's been stuck in my head many times this year. And then I had one more. Oh, yeah. My own song. I wanted to put Toys R Us on here featuring Duro. I listened to this song a lot this year, obviously before its release because I have to do like mixing and everything. But yeah, I just wanted to give a shameless plug, and I'm very proud of that song. And that is like Duro's best verse, one of them. So go listen to that if you haven't already. But yeah. Let's get right into it, guys. These are my top 50 songs of the year. I'm excited. Boom. We're going to have this graphic up the whole time. You can see I made the playlist. The playlist name is up there. The album cover, the name, artist, and then a picture of the artist. It's kind of nice to have this here, not going to lie. I'm going to be going through 50, so this will be nice. But yeah, as you can see, the number 50 is here because it just came out, and I feel like I'm cheating the system if I put this any higher because it just came out, but I've had this on repeat for like 2 weeks now since its release. And yeah, this is just straight up a Michael Jackson song. People hate on artists for like biting other artists, but I accept it because, music's music, and the only thing that matters is how I feel. So, and this song makes me feel amazing. What a good beat. Coming in at number 49, we got What's the Move by The Kid Laroi. This also just came out, so that's why it's so low. This was my favorite on the album, and I feel like it's not talked about enough, but Future killed his verse. The beat is, like, when the beat comes in the chorus, that is the reason I like the song. Number 48, we got Pressure by MGK. This one is so low on my list because I kind of stopped coming back to it, but when it came out, the video was so good. It added so much to the song, and there's 2 beat switches too, and he just shows off his lyrical ability. And I almost like this song as a moment in hip-hop more than the song itself, because it kind of showed how MGK is teasing this new rap music, and I've listened to MGK since, 2012. So I can't wait for his rap music to be back. Number 47, the last thing I expected to release this year, is Cut by Tori Kelly off of her EP that was entirely produced by Jon Bellion, which is the real reason I like it. You can see I have 2 signed Jon Bellion posters back there at all times in all my videos. I'm a big Jon Bellion fan, and this production, you can totally tell it's Jon, and it's like the biggest. It's one of my favorite pop hits of the whole year. It sounds so good. It's nostalgic. Tori Kelly sounds so good for her age and is just incredible. Number 46, some people are going to be mad at me about because I've heard a lot about this. This got nominated for a Grammy, I think, which is insane to me. But I wanted to include it just because it just shows that like the biggest artists in the world can make a song that like I think it interpolates Sticky by Drake, but also they're just like being goofy on it, and it's still like a #1 hit, and I really respect it for that. Speaking of John Bellion, we got Drink Water by John Batiste. I reacted to this a whole album, but I think it got blocked. I think it's still private, so that sucks, but I reacted to the whole John Batiste album, and this was produced by John Bellion, and the hook is catchy as hell, and I had this stuck in my head many times this year. Number 44, yeah, we got Fuck You Mean by Gunna. This took the world by storm, and I saw it all over TikTok, and I can just get lost in this song. The beat and the flow is like so kind of lazy, but it hits at the same time, and that's kind of what I look to Gunna for in a song. He has a lot of songs like that where you can just get lost in, and it sounds so good in the car. All My Life by Lil Durk featuring J. Cole at number 43. I wanted to put this on the list not because it's my personal taste. I haven't come back to the song as much as I would like to. I just put it on this list because it's just such a feel-good song, and it's nominated for some awards, and it just, like, J. Cole's verse was insane, like, super introspective. He's so self-aware, and I mean, I know he's memed on for, you know, being like that, but this song is just so feel-good, and I really respect Durk because of this. He definitely gained some more of my respect. Members Only by Drake, the first song on here off of For All the Dogs at number 42. I was really struggling to like select the songs on this album I wanted to put on here. This one is a bit lower just because I didn't like it at first, but then I found myself singing the "You're too down with the gangy, you're one of my members." Like, that is so catchy. That melody is amazing. And then Party Next Door slid. Like, no one talks about that. I haven't heard anybody say that on socials, but I think this is like one of Party's best verses. Snake Eyes by Aries. That is a funny photo of him down there. This is the only song he dropped this year, I think, and it just slaps. He made a lot of TikToks kind of for this rollout. I've been a big Aries fan in the past. He's really been sticking to like hyper pop, but I think the genre he's categorized under is anti-pop, if you guys know what that is. So this is a very different song out of the previous ones I've listed, but this song is very catchy, and the production just hits. It's very crisp, and it sounds good in the car. Number 40 is a deep cut as well. A lot of you guys won't know this artist. His name is Loser. As you can see, he has 32 monthly listeners. Or not 32,000 monthly listeners. So he's a little less well known, but this song, oh my God, it hits you in the feels every time. His vocals are mixed like perfectly. Clearly, he's known to use auto-tune a lot, but you can tell how vulnerable he is here, and the cover just totally fits the vibe of the song, and he has a lot of hard-hitting lyrics, and it's a very well-written song, and I did a ukulele cover of it. Greatness by Quavo at number 39. This was my favorite song off of this album. I didn't react to it on the channel, but I listened to it on a road trip all the way through. This song just hit so hard because of the passing of Takeoff this year, and it was just so emotional because this was at the end of the album after like taking this long journey through the album, and like Quavo really speaks on some crazy topics, and you can tell like this song is about Quavo's perseverance, and like he's thankful for everything that's happened to him, and you know, he just recognizes the greatness in the Migos. Number 38, we got The Ride by Lil Yachty. This is the first song on this list off of this album, and there will be more. This was a shock to me. Like, after the Black Seminole, the intro going into this is like a more typical Lil Yachty song, but the Tizo touchdown feature makes it so good. And I just didn't know what to expect from this album. The intro gave me an idea, but then this song just shook it up immediately. I found myself singing this song at any given point of the week, like just randomly. I wouldn't have even listened to it that day, but I would be singing it. This is another one I was not expecting to be in my top songs of the year. Number 37 is One More Time by Blink-182. This hit me in the feels. It gave me like the craziest nostalgia ever. I was very impressed with Mark's vocals on this whole album. I thought they would start to sound dated, and at times he does, but this song just sounds like classic Blink-182, and the lyrical content is like really deep, and it makes me like really reflect on my own life. Unalive by Braden Ross at number 36. You guys probably don't know this artist either. He's kind of smaller. I found him on TikTok, but this song is kind of like hyper pop mixed with, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Braden Ross, I think, is categorized under hyperpop, but you guys got to listen to it for yourself. He puts a lot of emotion into his deliveries, and the production, he produces everything himself, and it's always stellar, and it sounds super good in the car. This is an artist, this is rare for me to say, this is an artist, I don't think he has a bad song. I listen to everything he drops, and he doesn't drop often, which is part of the reason. But yeah, he doesn't have a bad song. Number 35, we got Garbage Pail Kids by JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown. This is the first song on my list of Scaring the Hoes. This was a crazy moment for hip hop this year, and you can go watch my reaction because it's very entertaining. But this was my second favorite song on the album, I believe, and it's just because of the beat and then that middle part when it switches and then like Peggy just goes off. It's crazy. And they float over the beat so well. Number 33 is also a sleeper, and I hate it. No one's talking about this. This is like one of the best songs on For All the Dogs, easily. One of the best songs Drake has put out in years and years is Tried Our Best. Like, I think I did actually see a TikTok of Anthony Fantano giving this its flowers, which is, that means a lot coming from him because he hates on Drake. He's like well known for that. But there's so many good bars in this song. It's very, very catchy. Like the treated you, treated you, treated you, treated you. I'll be saying that like just randomly throughout the day at work, just to myself, and I feel really stupid when I do it, but it gets stuck in your head, and it's super soothing. And number 32, quite the opposite, it's Frisky by Dominic Fike. This is such an upbeat song, and it's just so free and fun, and I'll have more songs from this album on this list, but this is very short and sweet, one of my favorites from Sunburn. Another first song out of an album of the year for me, we got Sunset by Caroline Polachek at number 31. This is such an out of the box like song for her to just come out with. This doesn't sound like anything on the album, and it's very unique, and she plays to her strengths throughout, like in every aspect of the song. Her vocals are incredible. It's a very unique instrumental, and it's very, 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 very catchy. Here we go, The Black Seminole at number 30 by Lil Yachty. This is one of my favorite moments of the year for me. I didn't react to this on the channel, but I remember when I heard this the first time, and I was in shock. I knew this was a different genre he was going into, but I didn't know it was going to be this drastically different, and that shock factor alone made me put it on this list. I also wanted to add the vocalist at the end is incredible. Number 29, we got Mona Lisa by Dominic Fike. This song was the biggest song that grew on me this whole year. This is the one song that grew on me the most, because in my reaction, I didn't even like this song. But now I see the appeal. It's super, super groovy. It hits in the car because of the bass. Like, the bass line is insane. And he knew exactly what he was doing on this song. And you can tell what he was going for. And it all works together perfectly. All right, finally, I get to talk about Utopia. We got God's Country by Travis Scott. This song is, I consider this low on my list still, number 28. I have it so low because it's just so short, and I know it was Kanye's song to begin with, and I wanted him to go harder on this song. He really didn't rap his ass off like some of the other tracks on Utopia, but the beat alone is why it's on this list. It's incredible. It sounds so good at night when you're driving in the car. And my friend group and I definitely had moments where we played this and recited some of the lyrics this year. At number 27, we got Amen by Drake featuring Tizo Touchdown. This is one of my favorite songs on For All the Dogs because of Tizo. It rightfully sounds like a gospel song, and I love Tizo Touchdown's writing on this. It's very, very clever. Like looking for a man, like a man, but amen. Like I like that play on words, and it's just super, super catchy, and Drake does his thing on here as well. All right, number 26, another one and the last one on this list by Blink-182. It's Dance With Me. This song has a music video and it is amazing. I did not expect Blink-182 to be dropping like material like this at their age, and it slaps like the old Blink-182. It's a very, very upbeat song. It gets stuck in your head, that ole 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 ole, yeah, doing it all night long. Like that is so, I'll be singing that till I die. Number 25, we got Dancing in the Courthouse by Dominic Fike. The third Dominic Fike song, I think, so far. This song just feels almost larger than life, I want to say. It has a very good meaning, and it's just a free song, and it's very, like, I could picture a judge dancing in the courthouse when I listen to this, and I really wish it had a music video. I don't think it does. But this just felt like a really special song. Very well written and very catchy. All right, guys, we're halfway through. This is kind of like the intermission. I just wanted to say I'm trying to keep it quick, like 2 or 3 sentences to each song, just because I know how lengthy this could get. My album video actually went a little longer than I would have liked it. So yeah, I'm trying to go as fast as I can. I could sit and talk about these songs for days. But anyway, we got Marry Kill Fuck by Kenny Hoopla. This is the only Kenny Hoopla song on my list, which is surprising because he's one of my favorite artists of the year. Well, in the past like few years, actually. I saw this in concert this year, and it was as good as I could have ever expected. One of my favorite lyrics of the year is on this song. The songwriting for this is so funny. If you guys want to go read the lyrics, like they're so out of pocket. And my favorite lyric is, boys go to college to get more knowledge. I just go to your room to get more head and do more shrooms. Just doesn't even rhyme. Just so out of pocket, but like the way he says it, it just sounds good on the song. Number 23 is Dancing with Somebody by Eric DOA. This is the only Eric DOA song on here, but hyperpop, one of my favorite genres, and I wanted to represent that a little bit. But this song makes you want to dance, obviously, as shown in the title, and it sounds so good. The bass line just gets me. I'm a sucker for bass lines. A lot of these songs kind of relate to that. But this song just makes me so happy. Coming in at number 22, we got Rain by Titus, and this is the only Titus song on the list this year, and that's surprising because he's one of my favorite artists as well. He's pop punk, just like Kenny Hoopla, and I said this about Braden Ross earlier. This is another artist I wanted to mention, doesn't have a single bad song. I'll listen to anything he drops. He doesn't have a single skip, and this song makes me feel very emotional, but it's not like a sad sounding song. It's like really upbeat, but you can hear the emotion in his voice, and like the lyrics just hit me hard, and the melody is so good. I just find myself singing it all the time. Coming in at number 21, we got Hyena. I think it's pronounced hyena, but he just spelled hyena wrong. I think that's the consensus. But another song from Utopia and the opener. This is another situation where it's like the Black Seminole, where just the pure shock factor and the hype. Like I was waiting for this album for years and years, and to finally hear it, and this is the first thing you hear, it just immediately made it one of my songs of the year. The beat is crazy, and he raps, like rapping Travis Scott, which we don't get very often, so I love this song. All right, we're in the top 20. One of the first... Oh no, this is the first Tizo Touchdown song, Sweet featuring Fouché. This song is purely just sweet. Sweet in every definition of the word. It's so smooth and it's so catchy. And Fouché sounds so good. So like sexy, like right next to the mic, and the melodies they chose, amazing. Coming in at 19, we got First Person Shooter by Drake featuring J. Cole. Music video of the year. I still stand by that. I think this was one of the best moments for hip hop in the whole year. Like two goats collabing finally after years and years. I think the last time they collabed was on Jodeci Freestyle. Is that what it was called? Because it's on Care Package. Yeah, but this was a long time coming, and they did not disappoint. J. Cole has some crazy flows, and then the beat switch, and when Drake comes in, oh my God, he just sounds so hungry, and I haven't heard Drake like that in a long time. And I also wanted to add, in the song, he talks about beating Michael Jackson's record of the most number ones of all time, and he broke the record with this song. It's like super meta and like the most baller thing you can do on a song. Coming in at number 18, I'll play a little bit of it because this, what you're hearing right now, is my alarm in the morning. Every morning I hear that, and right here, right when that weird sound effect ends, I hit my phone and it stops. So it doesn't count as a full listen. Otherwise, it would have been my most listened to song of the year, obviously. But this sounds like old Travis Scott. The melody is so catchy. I love the lyric in the chorus, but then again, I can be drunk, because it's like all this is happening around me. All these emotions are flowing, but it could be just because I'm drunk, and it's very relatable to everybody. And the mood of the song, I feel like that's why a lot of people listen to Travis. Is so moody, and it sounds so good in the car at night. Coming in at number 17, my good friend in real life and collaborator Duro. I did not think this song would make it this high up. I think this is the only Duro song I included. He dropped 2 albums this year. This is the first one, and this is the only song I included just because, I am very biased and not a whole lot of people will know who he is, but I wanted to introduce him to the few people who watch this. I Live in a Microchip with You is such a funny title, and it's such a feel-good song. It's a true pop song, like very bouncy beat, and it sounds like it's from the future with the synths and everything, and it's so catchy. So definitely go listen to it if you've never heard of this artist before. Number 16, we got Perfect by Danny Brown and JPEG Mafia off of Scaring the Hose. This is the other one on the list. I think this is the last one on the album on the list. Since this did come out so early in the year, I kind of stopped listening to the album as a whole, and this one and Garbage Pail Kids are the only ones I come back to. But this is like the most accessible song, I would say, on the album. The beat hits you in the face like a fist, and halfway through when the beat switches and Peggy comes in, he just goes off, and the way he rides the beat and he enunciates his word like on the downbeat with the kick drum, it sounds so good. Number 15, we got Sirens by Travis Scott. Completely produced it himself, which is incredible because this is one of my favorite produced tracks on the whole album. Very unique, and he raps his ass off on this and says a lot, and it's definitely one of the most unique songs of the whole year. It gets me very, very hyped, and it kind of does remind me of Sirens, like all this chaos going on around you, and the way he like chops that vocal at the end, and then it becomes like a single note, and then the synths from Mike Dean come in. That is like one of my favorite moments of the whole year, like any song, like any genre. Number 14, another one from Lil Yachty, we got Drive Me Crazy. This originally wasn't one of my favorites on the album, but it grew to be one of my favorites very, very quickly. I saw him perform this on, I think it was Jimmy Fallon. It was one of the Tonight shows. But yeah, this is so soothing. It's a true like groove, and whatever female vocalist is featured on this, I really wish the features were in the title. But she kills it, and she's one of the biggest reasons I go back to this song. But it's just such a cute song. That's how I would describe it. It's just cute and very soft and warm, and that's exactly how it makes me feel. Number 13, we got Dumbest Girl Alive by 100 Gex. Some of you are going to be floored at this poll because, it's very niche, I think, still. I mean, they're becoming very, very big. Their show actually sold out at like one of the biggest venues around me, and I went to it this year. And that's part of the reason why this album was one of my favorites of the year and why some of these songs are so high, is because seeing them live was one of the best. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to, and I did not expect that. This song is so funny. This is the intro to the album, and it starts with like the THX sound effect. Like, I'll just let it play a little bit, and I think that's so funny. They have merch with the THX on it, which is so funny as well. And Laura just feels so free and alive, and like she doesn't care at all. But ready? And that's how the album starts right here. Oh my god. And yeah, you can see how that just hits. Number 12, we got My Eyes by Travis Scott. You're seeing a trend here. Lots of Travis Scott towards the top. Yeah, My Eyes was just, I felt transported the first time I heard this. You can go watch my reaction. I was like shocked. It sounded so good. The vocal effects and the panning, like when you listen to it with headphones, is incredible. You could tell whoever engineered this paid very close attention to details. I'm assuming it was Travis himself who did that. And then the beat switch, and he gives his best verse in years. This is easily one of the best Travis Scott verses of all time. He addresses the Astroworld disaster. He addresses so much, and he just flows through the whole thing. One of the most impressive verses from any artist, any genre that I've heard this year. All right, first song off of Pink Tape by Lil Uzi. At 11, we got Flooded the Face. This song gets me so hyped. I can't believe this was the intro. I saw this live as well this year. I was in the mosh pit for this exact song. It's a very vivid memory for me. The lyrics are very similar to Money Longer as well, like flooded the face, matted the wraith, got a new house, little bitty space. It's kind of similar to like money got longer, speakers got louder, car got faster. Like, it's very similar, and that is one of my favorite Uzi songs as well. So this was like a sequel that people don't realize was kind of a sequel. All right, guys, top 10 songs of the year. We finally made it. We got Bunny is a Rider at number 10 by Caroline Polachek. This song, you can tell she's so comfortable and so swaggy, and the vocal effects at points are like jolting, but it works. And it's like very experimental, but a classic, like structured pop song at the same time, and is very, very catchy. And yeah, this was definitely one of my favorites off of Desire I Want to Turn Into You, which is a weird album title, but I love it. The last 100 Gex song on this list is 757 at number 9 on my list. This song, I have this on vinyl, and this song has no reason to ever be pressed onto vinyl. I don't know how it works, but this song is so hyper, and it's the true definition of hyperpop. It's like you won't ever hear anything like this for the rest of your life, especially if you guys don't listen to hyperpop. Like, most of my viewers are probably hip-hop fans. If you listen to this song, it's the first thing you'll ever hear like it. The vocal effect on Dylan's voice is insane, and he performs this live, and he has that effect on his vocals the whole time. As he's like talking to the crowd, he's like, his vocals are going up and down on the auto tune as he's just having a normal conversation, like not even melodic. And yeah, this was just definitely one of my favorite moments of the year because it shocked me at first listen, and then also I saw it live, which was really cool. Coming in at number 8, we got by Tizo Touchdown. This is my favorite song off of How Do You Sleep at Night? Yeah, that's what it's called. I always forget. But this song showed me that Tizo has pipes. He can sing. He can sing, and it's a dangerous combination because he's very experimental. Like, look at him. Look at him. And this song gets stuck in my head so much, and it's so soothing, and the way he, like, you know exactly what he's talking about without it being explicit. Like, the whole song's about sex, but he, like, censors himself and instead replaces like naughty words with like melodies and like the title, like that's gonna make you that's so slick. Like his writing is so good, and the way he delivers and writes his lyrics, all of that together is the reason why this was one of my favorite albums of the year. Here we go. I've been waiting to talk about this one, the sequel of Sicko Mode. We got Meltdown at number 7, Travis Scott featuring Drake. The beat switches, amazing. The TIE fighters from Star Wars, the sound effects, amazing. Just everything about this song, bro. One of the best Drake verses we've gotten in years. I think this might be better than any Drake verse on For All the Dogs. Coming at Pusha T and Meltdown Your Chain. He was talking about Pharrell Williams. Like, oh my God, dude. And his weird delivery, nobody's ever heard him like that. And then Travis Scott comes in, "Are you fucking crazy? Is you fucking crazy?" Like, that is so hype. I wanted to see that in concert so bad, but Travis Scott did not come to Minneapolis. Otherwise, I would have seen it live this year. Number 6, definitely one of my most controversial picks probably, because this is hella high on a top songs of the year's list, but Say Something by Lil Yachty. I've heard people say this is one of their least favorite songs on the album, but this was my first point of contact to the album because I saw the music video to this before I even heard the album. So the visuals just captivated me so much. It really hooked me. And this song alone is the reason why I dove into the album and why it also became one of my favorite albums. So I think that's why I put it higher on the list as well, because this was like the gateway into the world of Lil Yachty's like psychedelic rock genre. I get lost in this song. This gives me so much. It's like euphoric. Yeah, that's a good word to describe it. It's like euphoric. Like if I listen to this on psychedelics, I'd be like at the best place. You know, it sounds so good, and the music video just goes with it so well. So yeah, coming in at number 5, these are the big hitters, the ones I've wanted to talk about all year. Welcome to My Island by Caroline Polachek, but the remix by Charlie XCX. One of the few remixes that I think is better than the actual song. This is like an EDM club banger, but it's Welcome to My Island by Caroline Polachek, which is one of my favorite songs on that album as well. And just the production, I believe it was produced by George Daniel, who is Charlie XCX's boyfriend, which is a weird connection because I thought it was just a random producer. I didn't know who that was in relation to Charlie, but yeah, her boyfriend produced it, and this is like one of the best produced songs of the whole year. I'll say it. It sounds so good. It can't be mixed much better. This is like a perfectly mixed, produced song. Not to mention a remix. The vibe switches so drastically. Charlie XCX sounds so confident, and she actually raps, like properly raps, which you don't get from her much. But it sounded like old Charlie. And Caroline Polachek comes in like at the end, and the beat just like it feels like I'm gliding over the ocean. Like I'm a bird, a POV of a bird, like gliding over the ocean, and I look up and see a bunch of islands. That's what it feels like listening to it. I think I painted that picture pretty well. All right, number 4, we got Patience by Lil Uzi Vert featuring Don Toliver. I have seen that clip on socials of Don Toliver performing his hook at a concert, and it is like the most emotional performance I've seen, and it's so good. The melodies he chose are so good, and this was just a song that shocked me because of how long the album was. I was getting really my attention span was going, and we get to this song and it's just so euphoric. I'll use that word again because I just felt my soul like leave my body, and the deliveries from Lil Uzi and Don Toliver are so emotional. You can hear the emotion in their voice, and you don't get that a lot from Lil Uzi, especially on this album. Like, this was a lot of rage music, actually. So this was like quite the opposite of what else you get on the album. And this is easily the most catchy song of the whole year. I think I've had this stuck in my head more than anything else the whole year. And yeah, I'll be listening to this for years and years to come. So, and I saw it live this year, which is amazing. All right, coming in at big number 3, we got my favorite song off of Sunburn by Dominic Fike. How much is weed? Not how much is the weed. That still bothers me. Why it's not called that. It's how much is weed. This is the opener for an incredible album, one of my albums of the year, and immediately this song hooked me. I said in my reaction, I said, this has to be the best song on the album. There's no way something can beat it. And I was right, and it has stood the test of time. It hasn't been out for like an incredibly long time, obviously under a year, but this song is produced so well, and he properly raps on it. It's like melodic, but he does rap, and the deliveries and the flows and even the melodies he chose were perfect for this type of beat, and the lyrical content as well, super personal, and like he's flipping through his photographs of when he was a kid and his family, and I honestly don't know why it's called this. Still, I haven't dove that deep into the lyrics, but yeah, I can't see a flaw with this song. Number 2 of the year, we got Strike Holster by Lil Yachty. This shocked me because right after dropping a psychedelic rock album, he drops like one of the bangers of the whole year. This song makes me so happy. Like, I can't describe it other than that. I can't describe why it's a good song. I can try, but it's like the ad-libs along with the beat, like the synthy beat, and just the vibe is so good. It just makes me so happy, and it makes me want to like jump around. It's a perfect like pregame song before you go out for the night. And I've done that quite a bit this year. Played the song right before going somewhere. But yeah, I think this is the perfect song for what it is. Obviously, this song isn't like the most lyrical song, but I truly mean it when I say this song is perfect for what it is and what it was trying to do. And at number 1, my favorite song of the year, Telekinesis by Travis Scott, SZA, and Future. What a collaboration, bro. I'll probably play the clip here, but when I reacted to this, I was in complete shock, and I was so excited when SZA came in because she sounded like an angel on earth. Holy shit! SZA! SZA! Oh my god. She sounds so good on this. And the fact that this comes not last, but close to the end of the album in the track list makes it so much better because it feels like you just went on like a 5-mile run, and then you get to this and the energy just drops and it's just super atmospheric and you feel like you're floating, and Travis Scott's vocals are just super soothing, and the switches in the instrumental just keep you like guessing what's gonna happen. And then Future comes in and he's like super smooth and his vocals are like butter, and he's talking about like toxic shit like Future does. You have like the toxic king and queen featured on this track. It's like the perfect collaboration. SZA just comes in, shocks everybody with her vocals, sounds like an angel, talks about real personal stuff, and like you can tell she's throwing shots at somebody. And then the end of the song, it just rides out and you're just left to like reflect on what you just heard, and the instrumental just like slowly fades out and you're like, what the hell, bro? And that was the end of Utopia for me. That was like, this song represents like a beautiful end of an album I was waiting like 5 years for. So like symbolically, this song means so much to me, let alone how it sounds and who it features and just everything. So I think this is a perfect song, and that is why it's my favorite song of 2023. And there you have it, guys, my top 50 songs of 2023. That was a lot of talking. I'm glad I got through that. I wanted to keep it as short as possible, but honestly, this video was going to be like 30-ish minutes as it is, like either way, so not too sad if you stayed through the whole thing. Thank you guys so much. If you didn't and you skipped around using the chapters below, that's okay too, because you know, at least you saw my opinion and you checked out your favorite songs on the list. Hopefully you go back and listen to some of the deep cuts I put on this album, some of the artists you haven't listened to before, because that's kind of the purpose of this list. That's kind of what I look for when I look at other people's end of the year lists, is new music to listen to. I hope at least one person listens to a new artist who made it this far in the video. But thank you guys so much. If you're still here, you are the real ones. Like, subscribe. I can't wait for 2024. It's going to be another good year. I think it's going to be the best year for my channel because I've kind of gotten in a rhythm here, and I don't plan on stopping, and the channel is really growing. We're almost at 2,000 subs. I think having 2,000 subs on YouTube, completely organic, no paid promotion, no anything, in under 2 years is a really good achievement, and I want to thank you guys so much. This was a great year for me and for music, and I can't wait for the future. So yeah, and that kind of tied in with the lyrics to Telekinesis. So I mean, it all comes full circle. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you next Friday for some new music. All right, guys, peace.